Hi, this is Andrew, and in this video I'll be talking about modifiers and taking contour maps from 3ds Max into AutoCAD. For this particular example, I'm just using this hemisphere, and to start off I'll start talking about the FFD modifier, which can be found in the Modify tab under the Modify list drop-down menu, and if you select one of these FFD modifiers, it will allow you to warp the model that you've selected using these control points. In this case, if I open this up and select the control points to be selected, you can start manipulating these with the move, rotate or scale tools to dynamically and fluidly warp and edit your model. So this is good if you just need to tweak something in a particular spot. You can just massage the points into place. And the second modifier that's quite useful for this exercise, I'll just do a polygon edit first, just to demonstrate, just so you can actually see what effects it has. The second modifier is the mesh smooth, which will take the mesh of your model and it'll subdivide it and then smooth it out. So in this case it is here, and it's turning that square extrusion into a little dimple or a bump in the surface. Now, and you can also see how that's affecting that harsh corner of the hemisphere. The higher the iterations goes, the more polygons it turns the model into. Hang on, I'll just demonstrate that with this. So as you can see, if I decrease that, the polygons are decreasing, and as I increase it, the polygons increase. You don't need to go past 4 or higher. It's as you can see, it's not affecting the model much. And on top of that, because the end result we will be just exporting some contours, we don't need an ultra detailed 3D model to communicate the contours of it. So I'm just going to keep this as it is and just turn off these edge faces. I'm just going to talk about the section which can be found under the Create Shapes Splines area, and it's this particular thing, this section, and what it does is it creates an infinite plane at a point, and it cuts through your model and creates a curve shape. And in this case, you don't need to actually have it positioned within the model for it to work. It can exist anywhere, and you can even have it in different planes cutting through the model, although we need it to be flat and for it to be arrayed to create those contour plans. To easily create an array using this, all you need to do is select your section plane, position it at the minimum point where you want your contours to start, and go up to Tools, Array, and then you'll get the Array tab, which will array anything in 3ds Max. In this case, before you do anything, hit Preview so that any of the things that you do within the Array tab are actually visible. So you can increase the increments at which we array, or we can increase the totals, and we can also increase the amount of sections that, or the amount that it arrays. So at the moment I'm just going to create 5 so that they're at 10 mil each, and hit OK. And then each section is placed, which is exactly what we need. Now, if I just hide this object by clicking it, right clicking it, and selecting hide selection, it will just present that these section cuts without the geometry there, so it's easier to handle. And to actually get these so that they're exportable to AutoCAD, we need to bake them or create shapes out of them. And to do that, I usually select the section, come up to the Modifier tab, select Create Shape, select OK, and then I delete it just so that it doesn't get in the way later. So I then do that for all of them. Now 3ds Max Design will create a uniform color in all of these. The 3ds Max that I'm using here is actually creating random colors for everything that it creates, which can be quite useful when you're working with these contours, but you can actually edit the colors later in AutoCAD or 3ds Max. To export these contours, all you have to do is select them, come up to the menu bar, within the Export tab, choose Export Selected, and I'm just going to export this to my desktop. I'm going to call it Shoot 4, and I'm going to save that as a DWG. And it really shouldn't matter what these settings are, as long as your AutoCAD is up to date, it should be fine. But if you need to save backwards, it does have the capability of doing so. Select OK, and then within AutoCAD you can open sorry, bear with me. You can open your exported file, which I have here. Now this is what AutoCAD looks like in 3D. When you're running AutoCAD in 3D, if you hold Shift and the middle mouse button, you can actually rotate the view, which is quite useful in working out which contours you want to select, or which contours you're looking at. There's also a view cube up in this top right corner in most 3ds Maxes, not 3ds Maxes, sorry, Autodesk, AutoCAD. If I can just bring it up on here. Okay, it's not I just don't know where it is. Okay, well, it is up here. If you click and hold on to that, that'll also allow you to rotate within AutoCAD. And if you need it to move into the top view without any of these functions, you can select View, 3D Views, Top, and that will give you the plan view of the drawing. So these are the contours that we've made. And really it's up to you how you communicate now what your design is using these tools. So have fun with it, and good luck.